Are you able to see the screen, students? Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the last class, we were discussing about the retentive on delay timer. We have stopped at the description of retentive on delay timer timing diagram. The next part is retentive on delay timer alarm program. This is the program, the ladder rung for sounding the alarm. Let us see how it works. Here, this alarm program is for starting the alarm, that is blowing the horn once the accumulated pressure in the pipe is in excess for 60 seconds. If the pressure accumulated in the pipe, in the piping system, it is say in excess, more, right, more than the normal for about 60 seconds, then this horn will blow or the alarm will siren. Okay. Now, how it will siren? If there is excess pressure, then this pressure switch is closed. So, as this pressure switch is closed, then here it is normally closed contact. Normally, it is examine if closed. Okay. So, once it is closed, then this RTO retentive timer on will be turned on when the enable bit is equal to 1. So, when this retentive timer on will be 1, then it will count up till 60 seconds. Preset time is 60. Accumulated time will go on incrementing from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that up till 60 seconds. Once the accumulated time becomes equal to preset time, then the done bit will be set to 1. DN bit, it will become equal to 1. So once the done bit is equal to 1, this is examine if closed, right? Again, DN bit is 1. This will be closed, contact will be closed, and the horn will blow or the alarm will siren. Okay. Now, once the alarm sirens, then the personnel who is attending, the maintenance person who is attending this system, he will come and he will rectify the problem, he will correct the problem. Okay, first he will reset the horn, he will press the reset switch, this key switch he will press. So once this key switch is pressed, reset switch, so this timer value will be reset to 0. So once the timer value will be reset to 0, that means done bit will become 0. Once the timer preset accumulated value becomes 0 because of pressing of the reset switch, right, then the done bit will be 0. Okay, so when done bit is 0, so this will be deactivated. This is normally closed, so it is contact will be open and the horn will be stopped blowing. Once the horn stops blowing, then the maintenance person will come and he will attend this system. He will rectify the problem, he will correct the problem, and again he will release the switch. Okay, so that the system is restored and again it will start to function if there is excess pressure in the piping system. Okay, this is a small program which illustrates the overpressure condition in the pipe. This program illustrates a practical application for an retentive on timer. The purpose of this is to detect whenever a piping system has sustained a cumulative overpressure condition for 60 seconds. At that point, what will happen? A horn is sounded automatically to call attention to the malfunction. That is, there is some malfunction, so the maintenance person will come and he will attend the malfunction, and the person will correct the problem. When they are alerted, maintenance personnel can silence the alarm by switching the key switch S1 to reset condition, that is contact closed position. After the problem has been corrected, the alarm system can be reactivated by switching the key switch to open the contact position. Okay. This is a program which illustrates that when there is excess pressure, this pressure switch is closed. So the contact will be closed here, the timer will be turned on, and once the accumulated time becomes equal to preset time, done bit will become equal to 1. So when this done bit becomes equal to 1, the horn will start to blow. Right. Later, the maintenance personnel will come, they will provide the service. They will first reset this horn, and then they will provide the required service, or they will correct the problem, and again the key switch will be released so that the system is restored, and again it will be ready for the next round of operation. Okay, so I hope this is clear, students. Here this rung diagram is clear, students. Is it understood, this rung diagram? Yes, students. Okay, we'll proceed further. Next is cascading of timers. Cascading of timers is when the time provided by the timer, that is a preset time, when it is not sufficient, Then we go for cascading the timers. We know the meaning of cascading. Cascading means connecting one or more timers, connecting at least to 2 timers together. There may be more timers also. So when these timers are connected together, then they are called as cascading of timers. It is called as cascading of timers system. Then it is called as cascading of timers. Okay. Timers can be, the programming of 2 or more timers is called cascading. Timers can be interconnected or cascaded to satisfy the logic control functions. Right? They are meant to satisfy the timing conditions. So next figure shows 3 motors which are started automatically in sequence with the time duration of 20 milliseconds in between. Right? In between the starting of every motor, there is a time delay of 20 seconds, not milliseconds, 20 seconds. Let us see the working of this sequential circuit, sequential time delayed motor starting circuit. The PB1, it is already in stop condition. We are pressing the start switch. PB2 is closed. So in this start, PB2 is closed. The M1 coil will be energized. When M1 coil is energized, so the M1 coil will be energized. The motor will be turned on. The M1 motor will be turned on. Then this M1-1, this is for seal-in contact. Whatever is the current that will be maintained even after this start switch is released. For sealing that, this M1-1 contact is used. Then as the start button is pushed condition, the timer delay coil is also energized. TD1, it is also energized. That means TD1-1, this will become closed condition. This is normally open. It is normally open, that is timed closed contact, NOTC, normally open timed closed contact. Initially it is open condition. After a delay of 20 seconds, after it is energized, right? When TD1 is energized, so this contact is energized. So as it is energized, what will happen? It will take 20 seconds to close the contact. As it closes, the rung becomes true, M2 coil is energized or the motor 2 is activated. Motor 2 turns on. So the motor 2 is turning on after a duration of 20 seconds after M1 has turned on. Then at the same time, the TD1-1 which is energized, that will also energize the timer delay 2 coil. Timer delay 2 coil is energized. When this is energized, again it takes a time duration of 20 seconds for TD2-1 to become closed. Once this becomes closed, the M3 coil will be energized or the motor M3 will be turned on after a duration of 20 seconds after turning on of the motor 2. Okay, so like this, the 3 motors are turning on in sequence in between with a duration of 20 seconds. At a duration of 20 seconds delay in between, the 3 motors are turning on in sequence. Is this understood, students? Is this understood, this rung diagram?
Yes, sir.
It's clear? Okay, fine. The same is given in points in the form of explanation here. Same thing. The equivalent PLC program of the sequential time delayed motor starting circuit. Whatever is this circuit, the equivalent circuit of this is shown in the next figure. This is the relay wired circuit. Okay, motor starting circuit, hardwired. It is in terms of the contacts and the coil. Okay, relay coil. But the next diagram is the PLC rung diagram. PLC rung diagram. This is the PLC rung diagram. Same thing. Again, the start button is pressed. PB2 is pressed. PB1, it is already in the closed condition. PB2, when it is pressed, it will become true. When the rung becomes true, M1 motor will be turned on. So M1 motor will be turned on here. Then this M1 contact is nothing but seal-in contact. It will seal in the current which is flowing here, and it will maintain the current even after the switch is released, start switch is released. Then once M1 becomes energized, then timer T on, that is T4:1, T4:1 will be energized because the enable bit becomes equal to 1. So because of this, what will happen? The accumulated bit will be moving from, that is 0. It will move from 0 to the final value. That is 20 seconds. After 20 seconds, again done bit will be 1. It is done, timer counting is done. Once done bit is 1, T4:1/DN, this will be activated. When this is activated, motor M2 will be energized. Motor M2 will be energized. Then T4:1/done, once this becomes 1 or it is activated, then timer on delay, the second timer will be activated. Then it will remain for a time duration of 20 seconds, right? Then after 20 seconds, again the done bit will be 1. After 20 seconds, then once the done bit is 1, this is going to turn on the motor M3. The same thing what we have studied here, that is M1, M2 and M3 turning on in sequence with the duration of 10 seconds in between. It's the same thing. Just here it is the hardwired circuit, that is the relay diagram. Okay, here it is the in terms of the ladder rung, right? Is this understood, students? Any difficulty here up till here? Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll proceed then. Next one is annunciator flasher program. Annunciator flasher program. Again, it's a simple rung diagram. Here, annunciator means it is either a light or a bell which turns on when certain conditions are satisfied. When certain conditions are met, the bell or the light that glows or that turns on under the activation of few of the electrical devices. Okay, when certain of the electrical devices, when one among the electrical devices is activated, when the condition is satisfied, this light or the bell will glow. This is called as an annunciator. Okay, so here we are having 3 lights: green, red and yellow. Let us see how these 3 will glow when the conditions are satisfied in the ladder rung diagram. It's a ladder rung diagram, flasher program. Here initially this is a timer T4:5. Okay, now here what we have to assume is initially T4:5, this is on condition. Initially we have to assume that the timer, first timer, it is in on condition. When the first timer is in on condition, the enable bit will become 1 and the timer is turned on, it is on condition. It will increment up till 1 second. Preset time is 1 second. And the done bit will become equal to 1. Done bit will become equal to 1. When done bit is becoming 1, T4:5, that is DN. T4:5, that is DN. So this is activated, or this is contact is closed. Okay. So because this is condition is true, again rung condition is true, this timer will be activated. The second timer will be activated. Enable bit becomes equal to 1. This timer will be activated. That accumulated time, it is 0. It will count up till 1 preset time. Okay, 0 and 1, and then done bit will be activated. When the done bit of the T4:6 timer, that is second timer, is 1. So again here, what will happen? It will go from 0 to 1. Done bit will go from 0 to 1 for the timing operation completion. After the timing operation completion, done bit will go from 0 to 1. So once it goes from 0 to 1, here this will get activated again. Okay, it is examine if open. It is open, but once this goes from 0 to 1, again it will come to close condition. Right? It is coming to close condition. Once the done bit is going from 0 to 1, this is T4:6. Here it is T4:6. That is the done bit, DN bit of the second timer. So once this goes from 0 to 1, here also it is going from 0 to 1. As it goes from 0 to 1, this becomes closed and the timer is turned on. Again, it goes from 0 to 1. When the accumulated time becomes equal to preset time, done bit will be set to 1. Like this it continues. Okay, like this it continues. Here, if we are pressing the temperature switch TS1, and if T4:5, that is first timer done bit, when it is high, the rung is true, green LED will be glowing. So green lamp will glow. Green lamp will glow. Then pressure switch PS1, when this is closed, PS1 when it is closed, right? T4:5 done bit is activated. T4:5 thus done bit. Again the rung becomes true, red lamp will glow. Red lamp will glow. Then LS1, this is limit switch. When LS1 is turned on, when it is pressed, then T4:5, the timer, first timer, done bit is 1. the rung becomes true and the yellow lamp will glow. So the yellow lamp will be glowing. This is called as annunciator flasher program. Annunciator flasher program, that is, it is flashing the light after certain conditions are satisfied. That is why it is called as annunciator, and it is annunciator flasher program. Okay. Is this diagram clear, students? Rung diagram explanation, is it understood? Students, any questions here? Any difficulty here in this diagram? Yes. Are you all here, students?
No questions, sir, right now.
No questions. Okay, fine. We'll proceed further then. Next is also an interesting example. It is a bearing lubrication program. Bearing lubrication program. Here there are two motors. Okay. One is the motor, another one is the pump. Okay. One is the main motor. Okay. In the main motor is connected to the shaft, which is mounted on the bearings, and the second motor, which is driving the pump. The second motor, what it is doing, it is providing the lubrication to the bearings of the shaft. Okay. There are two motors. Right. First motor is connected to the shaft. Okay. It is connected to the shaft. Right. Then what the second motor is doing, or the second pump is doing, it is providing lubrication, oil lubrication to the bearings of the shaft of the first motor. Okay. Let us see how this is achieved. Fine. Now this is the motor. Right. So this motor, this is the main motor, this is the second motor, okay, or the pump. Then this is, in this motor, what it is doing, here the switch is closed, this SW is closed. When SW is closed, this T4:2 done bit, this is assumed to be in closed condition. This is assumed to be initially in closed condition. That's why they have shown with the green signal here, green markings. Okay, so it is assumed to be in closed condition. So when SW is closed and T4:2 done bit is closed, T-on is activated. First timer, it is the motor starting time delay. It is activated. The accumulated time is 0 first, and it will go from 0 to 10 seconds. That is accumulated time. When it becomes equal to preset time 10 seconds, the done bit will become equal to 1. This done bit, when it becomes equal to 1, that is T4:0. So this T4:0 done bit becomes equal to 1. The motor will be turned on. Okay, the first motor, main motor, this M2 will be turned on. Okay, then next what is happening is we are releasing the switch. The switch is released. When switch is released, this becomes open, the rung becomes false. Okay, we know that off timer, it is activated when there is false condition in the rung. When the rung condition is false, that time the off timer will be activated. So this off timer will activate now. On timer is deactivated. So when this off timer is activated, it will also go on counting from 0 seconds up till 15 seconds. Accumulated time is 0, preset time is 15 seconds. As it counts, then once it reaches the preset value of 15 seconds, done bit will become equal to high. Done bit will become equal to high. So this T4:1, here it is. When this done bit is high, then the pump will be activated, or the second motor will be activated. So when second motor is activated, now it has started to provide the lubrication to the shaft of the first motor. To the bearings of the shaft of the first motor, it starts to provide the oil lubrication once the second motor is started, or the pump is started. Okay, then here, as it is started, the pump is started. So this is the pump. When the pump is activated, the retentive timer is turned on. The function of the retentive timer is to, what is the function of the retentive timer? It will hold the value. It will hold the value in the accumulator. Right? This accumulated value, whatever it is in the timer, that is hold to, that is whatever value it has counted, it will remain at that particular value. Correct? So next it will go on counting. Okay, 0 to 15 seconds. So this also goes on counting. Okay, then here what happens? After this 15 seconds, this timer will be turned off, because its the preset time is 15 seconds. Done bit will become 0. Done bit will become 0. So again here, this done bit, when it goes from 0 to 1, the contact becomes closed. done bit, this is DN is going to 0 to 1. The contact becomes closed. We are pressing the switch. The rung becomes true, and the first timer will be turned on. Again, now the motor is turned on, main motor. Fine. So when this main motor counts up till 10 seconds, 0 to 10 seconds, the done bit will be high. And again, when the done bit is high, again what it is doing, because of this T4:0 is turning on the motor, main motor. Correct? That is, after 10 seconds, what is happening? We are releasing the switch. When switch is released, this condition becomes false, rung becomes false, off timer delay will be activated. Again, it counts for 15 seconds, done bit will be high. When done bit of T4:1, here it is T4:1, when done bit is high, the second motor of the pump will be turned on. Correct? This second motor of the pump will be turned on. Correct? Then, because of this, when the pump is turned on, the retentive timer will be counting. It will not become 0. This is going from 0 to 15 off timer, but this retentive timer is not becoming 0 because we have not yet reset the retentive timer. It is going on continuously counting 15 seconds, 16 seconds, 17 seconds like this. Correct? Then again, this same process repeats. This retentive timer will count up till how many seconds? 10,800 seconds. That is for 3 hours. It is for 3 hours. Okay. That is 60 seconds is 1 minute. Okay. So 60 seconds, 3 into 60 into 60. If you will calculate that, it comes out to around 10,800 for 3 hours, number of seconds. It counts there, then the reset switch is pressed and this retentive timer will become 0. Then all the motor will be deactivated. They will be turned off. Okay. So this is an application for lubricating the bearings of the shaft based on the motors, running of the motors, and based on the working of the retentive timer. Here both on timer, off timer is used, and also the retentive timer. All the 3 timers are used here in this application: on timer, off timer, and the retentive timer. I hope you followed here, students, this rung diagram. Is it clear, this rung diagram? Any questions here? Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is nothing but cascading of timers for longer time delays. If we want a long time duration, then we have to cascade more than one timer. Suppose say we want a total time delay period of 42,000 seconds. 42,000 seconds. The timer that is available with us can only provide up till 30,000 seconds. 30,000 seconds. That means we have to use 2 timers cascaded, one connected in series with the another, so that both together will provide us the total time duration of 42,000 seconds. First timer will provide 30,000 seconds. The second timer will provide 12,000 seconds. Total time will be 42,000 seconds. Right? Let us see the working of this. Very simple rung diagram. Here switch SW, it is closed. So when switch SW is closed here, this timer on delay will be turned on. T4:1 enable bit will be 1 and this timer will be turned on till count up till 0 to 30,000 seconds. 0 to 30,000 seconds. Once it counts 30,000 seconds, done bit will be high. Done bit will become high. So this done bit is output of first timer is connected as input to the second timer. Output of first timer is done bit, that is T4:1. Done bit of first timer is connected as input to the second timer. Input to the second timer. So when this done bit is activated, the timer on delay second timer will be activated. And this counts from what to what? 0 seconds to 12,000 seconds. Right? So that means what is the total time it has counted? Total time it has counted is how much? Yes? What is the total time it has counted?
42,000.
42,000 seconds. This is 30 seconds. This is plus 12,000. So it is total 42,000 seconds. Then the done bit will become 1. Once the done bit will become 1, this is activated. T4:2, examine if closed. Condition becomes true and the pilot light will be turned on. The lamp will be turned on. This LED will glow. Okay. This is the application of cascading of timers. It is illustrating how two timers are used to provide larger time delays. Okay, if you want larger time delays, if it is not possible for a single timer to provide that large delay, then we use more than one timers in cascaded arrangement so that we will be able to get the larger delay or the larger time duration. Right? This is clear here, students, this diagram? Any difficulty here?
No, sir.
Okay.
But sir, reset in the previous one a little bit.
Yes, I'll come to that.
Yeah.
See here. Yes. Okay. So this is a reset switch. Okay. So when this reset is pressed, right, what will happen here? This reset condition will make the accumulated value in the return to timer become 0. That is why we are using the reset. Is it not? The advantage of using the reset is once we press this reset, once we make it true, right, this T4:2, it is for the retentive timer, address of the retentive timer, T4:2, where the accumulated value is stored. Correct? So this accumulated value reset means what? The meaning of this reset is we are making 1 to 0. We are making the condition 0. Whatever bit information or accumulated value it has stored, that is 10,800, it will become 0. So once it becomes 0, what will happen? The starting time of this return to timer will be 0. Again, it is starting from the beginning. The entire setup, the entire arrangement will start from the beginning. Okay, that is again first motor will be turned on, then later second motor will be turned on, then return to timer is turned on. Then again for the next round of operation, return to timer will hold the value, previous value. This will continue up till 3 hours, that is 10,800 seconds. Once it becomes 10,800 seconds, the pilot light will be turned on. Right? So this will continue. I hope it is clear, Inoj.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Last part of module 2, that is this is also one of the important topic, control of traffic lights in one direction. All of us are aware of the traffic lights, is it not? If we are moving on a single road and if there is a traffic controlling only in one direction, it is one direction control. Okay. Now for one direction control of the traffic light, this is the ladder rung diagram. Again here we have to assume that initially this red timer is on. Red timer is first one. It is in on condition. Enable bit is 1, so it is turned on, and then it will count from 0 to 30 seconds. Count from 0 to 30 seconds. Once it counts from 0 to 30 seconds, then T4:0's done bit will become high. First timer's done bit will become high. When this done bit becomes high, then the next timer, that is green timer, will be turned on. First red LED is on, so the traffic has stopped. There is a indication for the stopping of the traffic. Okay, the traffic has stopped. It is at halt. Correct? Next is once it time duration is 30 seconds. After 30-second duration of time, this T4:0 done bit will be activated. That is this done bit of the red timer. Okay. When this is activated, then green timer, that is second timer, will be activated. Its enable bit will become equal to 1 and it will be activated. When this is activated, right, it will count up till what time? 0 to 25 seconds. Now it has started. Green light. Green light is turned on means what? The traffic is moving. The traffic is crossing the road. It is moving, passing on the road. All the vehicles are in moving state, right? So the time duration for the moving state of the vehicles is how much? 0 to 25 seconds. Once the time elapsed is 25 seconds, when accumulated time becomes equal to preset time, done bit will be made equal to 1. Once this done bit of T4:1 is made equal to 1, it is connected to input of the third timer. Output of second timer is connected as input to the third timer. So T4:1, this done bit is made equal to 1. When this done bit is made equal to 1, then what will happen? Amber light will be turned on. This is for the pedestrians. For the pedestrians to cross the road. Okay, to cross the road. So they will cross the road, and the time duration for that is just 5 seconds. 5 seconds. After the 5-second time duration, what will happen? Again, it will start. Yes, please.
So we have class now.
Okay, I'll wind it up. It's over. It's over.
Yes, sir. They send a link.
So he has told us to join immediately.
Okay, okay. No problem. Continue. Continue. Okay, thank you. Okay.